All right, welcome to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission meeting, August 11th, 2021. Present are John Short, Mike Harwood, Tim Macklin, and on the phone is Lizette Enhofer and Sean Cohen. We have a quorum. I'll call to order. We'll go to Bills and Communications. Go to the approval of the draft meeting minutes of July 14th, 2021. Did everyone have a chance to look at the meeting minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Any changes, corrections, comments?
Nothing for me.
Sean or Lizette?
Yeah,
looks good. All right, does someone want to make a motion to approve the minutes of July 14th, 2021?
Yep, I'll make the motion for the minutes of July 14th, 2021. A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. All right, committee reports. Clam relay and planting. There's still plenty of clams out there, but we probably are going to need to do a relay. We really haven't been open that much this summer, so I think we should let people keep digging until we get closed down again or run out of clams out there, and then we'll schedule a relay. I'll talk to the harvesters and see if they're willing to do one. I know they asked me if we're doing one this summer, and I said yes, but I'm not sure when due to the fact that we've been closed on and off the whole summer. So, and that would be a relay off of our natural beds and then brought over to Sasco. So usually that's about 120, 125 bushel. After that, maybe we can do another one in October just to seed them for the winter. And I think we're done with market buys this year. So, anyone got anything on relay or planting?
Nope.
No. All right. Water and habitat quality. So Deb is no longer with us, and Lizette is in the car driving, right?
Yes, I don't have it in front of me.
All right. So, let's see. Does someone else want to report on that?
Let's see here, total amount of days. So we're closed 25 days.
Yep.
We got probably 7.13 inches of rainfall.
That's a lot of rain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we did get closed. We were reopened, and then we were closed immediately afterwards, not due to rainfall, just due to poor water quality.
Yeah. Well, that was on the 24th we were open and then closed again on the 28th, right?
Yeah. The state sampled and the samples came back bad, so we waited a week, and I'm not sure if they resampled or they just opened us, but
yeah,
they reopened a week later. So the water was really nasty out there. You know, we did see a big slick of I'm assuming it was sewage down in South Benson right after that big rain. We called Bureau of Agriculture and DEP to come check it out. So they just, Bureau of Agriculture assumed it was just sewage, so they didn't send anyone.
Okay.
Anything else on water and habitat?
Nope.
Permits and access. Anyone want to report on that that's here in the room?
I got it in front of me, I can do it.
All right.
Looks like we have total permits issued of 355, which is definitely the most we've ever, 66 through mail, 290 all online. So it looks like that online system is really working out well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, previous record was 239 or 270 last year, 2019. So. Oh, no, sorry, 345 in 2020, so, sorry. We're beating it by 10 with still a few months left.
Yeah, we may sell a couple more.
Yeah, with no clam clinic.
If we do a big relay and post some pictures online, I'm sure we'll sell a few more permits.
Yeah, well, definitely. September, October is a great time to go.
They're available year-round?
year-round?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
That's like good for the calendar year, but so.
since we're talking about permits and access, our clamming is all year round, and then our oyster season is open from October 1st through May 31st.
Yep.
So we close for the summer to protect from Vibrio. So, we're not actually in the Vibrio zone, but if the water gets warm enough, there's a chance of it, so there's no point of having people harvest at that time. All right, we'll go to Southport Beach reopening. Mike?
We didn't do any water testing since last time. We tried to do water testing at Storm Elias, that came through. We had close to 4 inches of rain, but we weren't able to get permission to bring tests up because they were just swamps throughout the whole state. So they told us to hold off on that. So we weren't able to. Tim, we're trying to open up Southport Beach, and what we need to do is take a water sample 15 times with an adverse condition. So an adverse condition would be a half an inch of rain or more. So we've been able to take 2 tests so far. We just started this in May, I think, May or June. So we're able to do testing. We've had 3 tests, and but 2 tests with adverse conditions. So we're going to try and get 1 every month on top of any adverse conditions. So once we have 15, then we can apply for a seasonal, and we're going to try and open. It's been closed for 18 years or so.
Wow.
So if we can open that as another additional rec bed for half the season, that would be great. So that's what happened.
Do you anticipate, if that's the case, a shift in existing permit holders or an increase now that there's more room?
There may be an increase because I know a lot of people used to clam Southport Beach or know that their parents did or family members in the past, and it's a nicer beach to clam. It's not as rocky. It's just the access getting out there seems a little easier.
Access is really easy.
Yeah. Much more space to just get out there and clam. So there's a theory that there's a lot of steamers over there. We're not sure if that's the case anymore. We haven't done any digging, but there's a lot of empty steamer shells around, so that may be the steamer beach over there. But. All right, that's it on Southport Beach.
Sir.
Reopening, all right. Commercial shellfish regulations. So we'll just go with no report. So on commercial shellfish regs in Fairfield, we only have one area that is actually open to commercial for like oyster seed and that, which is Ash Creek. Our natural beds are open for a certain amount of clams, but it's such a low total that no commercial boat would ever pull a permit to do it. I think it's like 13 bushel a day or something like that. It's not worth driving your boat from Stratford or Norwalk using the fuel to get 13 bushels of clams. So we really don't have a lot of ground in Fairfield for commercial. So it's not that we're trying to deter commercial shellfishermen, but we just don't have the resources for them. So we kind of have it limited to what they can take. So it is sort of a deterrent. But
the permit fees separate then?
So the permit fee for commercial, yeah, there's a whole different listing on that. And so the recreational permit is just a $20 fee or $40 if you're non-resident. You get your permit, you show your license, you get your permit. With the commercial, you have to list a boat, and if you're going into Ash Creek, it would be, or they'd have to call us ahead and then call when they leave. We'd have to inspect what they got, count everything. They'd be allowed a certain amount per day, up to 300 bushel or something like that, and it's just not worth it. We really, pretty soon we should probably change those regulations because we kind of want to build Ash Creek up into sort of an oyster nursery, not a place where someone wants to come in and take all the oysters out.
Is there any other permit at the moment?
No. Every so often someone will come in and ask for a commercial permit, but they don't even know the regulations, so they end up leaving. Or they've been sent away in the past, just so we're not issuing permits at the time. So that's why there's no report for the last year, because we're not doing anything with that.
Well, we did have one guy come in here extensively. He came in like every week, every month for our meetings, and we didn't have any feedback from him, but we think he wasn't even worth it for him.
Yeah. All right. Oyster bed development. Who wants to start? All right. So all of our spat collectors are in Ash Creek. We need to actually go check them, make sure they're still standing, make sure they're not floated away. I think we reported this last meeting. There's about 100 of them in there, and they should have caught the spat by now. We have 60 bags of shell hanging over in the yacht yard, and that should have caught its spat by now. There's a big pile of shell at Sapsco Beach that needs to be put in, so if anyone ever feels like filling up a sled with shell and dragging it down the beach, there's plenty of it down there. We do have some oysters that are hanging, not in bags, but on the bags that have grown into the bags. They need to be cut out of the bags down at South Benson, or the bag needs to be cut in 2 places, and the actual piece of material with all the oysters can be planted somewhere. Most likely have been tied mill somewhere. Tim, you're collecting shells still?
Still collecting shells, still just from Dryack, but they're good for about
Still getting about 5 bushel a week.
Yeah.
Mike? All right. Well, everything's going as planned with the oyster bed development, so that's good. We got that all done. We do have to go at some point and probably clean up our shell pile down at Conservation Yard.
They need to be merged at some point. I think we're not going to be dumping any more shell in the recent, so the stuff that's on the left side has been sitting
to be pushed
for 6
over.
months, but
Or we could reverse them maybe. Clean up.
it's easier to dump on the side closer to the driveway.
Okay.
So just push it all to that
So
one
just
side.
push it all to one side. When they moved the shell, a lot of it went over the edge and sort of got to be raked in.
It's overgrown, and there's a bunch of stuff like equipment down there. There's a boat that will
Get a weed whacker.
Fill with water. Yeah.
One of the guys just weed whack it, and then we could go rake up the shell. All right, that's it on oyster bed development, unless Lizette or Sean has anything.
Nope, nothing from me.
All right.
Nothing for me either.
Well, then we're going to your specialty, Sean. Communications.
So I'm a solo guy these days, so Deb has left, eh?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, Deb's primary, she did the flags, and she was going to handle the sort of the bulletin, I'm blanking on the word right now. The
Newsletter?
The newsletter, yeah. So is that something that you guys, have we gotten specific feedback that that's something that people value? How should I be looking at newsletters? I know it was her thing, but can we look at it broadly? Have we gotten positive feedback that these things are well read, that people want them?
No.
The word jumble was very popular.
Yeah, the word search was popular.
I mean, I think just posting pictures and keeping people posted of what we're doing is the most important thing. And
Right.
if we get another person on that committee that wants to get it up and running again, I think we can. But for right now, it's just
I'm sure people read it, but
yeah,
you could do something else on social media that could take its place.
Yeah, just updates on Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram.
I guess I've been wondering, from a newsletter, I was thinking of a newsletter as either kind of a throwaway or maybe it's got deeper information than you're getting. And I know that we on social tend to, put out the glib one-liner kind of things with pictures. I don't know whether or not you guys think it'd be worthwhile exploring having a deeper dive into the history of shellfishing in our region and using what might have been the newsletter to give people a deeper and broader sense of what's going on. When did this start? What's the history of it? That kind of stuff.
Right. So when Eric was in the communications, he would post stories or things that he could find on the internet and put them out once every couple of weeks or something. So you could sort of do something like that in place of the newsletter. We really don't need to have it. I think Deb liked doing it, but if you don't have anyone that actually wants to put one together, there's probably no point of doing it.
All right.
You can cover some stories or articles, or, you know, if you want to do the history of shellfishing in Connecticut, you know, you could do it like on a series or something like that, you know.
Yeah, so that's what I think I'll do for the next few months, and we'll see what kind of feedback we get in terms of likes, comments, and even word of mouth, people saying like, hey, I like it. We'll come back to it in a couple of months, see if it seems like something worth keeping.
I have a bunch of pictures, John. I can send you what we were putting in the SPAC collectors and doing some stuff. So if you need some content, I can send that stuff to you.
Okay. Do you have any pictures of John on Aw Shucks smoking a pipe with a hat in cold weather?
No.
We're working on that.
All right, I want one of those.
All right, and then one thing on the communications is, and it doesn't have to be me, but normally I post the opening and closing on Facebook. But if you want to take that over, or just usually they give me the email or whatever, and then I just post it. But last time you put up the picture, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, so I started. So when I've gotten notice that we're going open or closed, I've been putting the green or the red at Sasco is kind of the visual attached to it. So I'm fine continuing to do that whenever I get the email that says we're open or we're closed.
All right. So yeah, sometimes the email might not go out right away, or it could happen on a weekend or something like that, and I'll get a notification. I'll just text you and tell you to put the Facebook notification up.
That's fine. If you want to let me know in lieu of that, then it's easy to fire out. Takes 3 seconds.
All right, perfect. All right.
Also, for what it's worth, I have access to the town's website.
Okay.
Look at it. It's worth it for you guys to...
So we do actually need you to, so we close on the weekends a lot. It seems like it rains on Friday night, and we've already, Joanne, I think, has been able to do the phone message from home, right? But...
Yeah, I don't know if she does it. She usually does it from here.
She does it from here?
Yeah.
So she comes back here and does it?
I don't think so.
No.
I think...
So we have...
She's done it from home once or twice, but I think last time she said...
So there's 355 permit holders, and there's about 5 permit holders that when we close, will then check the next thing. So if they get the email that says we're closed, then they'll check Facebook. If that says we're closed, then they'll check the phone message. And if that says they're closed, then they'll drive to the beach to see if the sign, just to see if one of them is open. And what happens is the phone message doesn't get changed, or the email doesn't go out. Even though the other 3 ways say that we're closed, someone's always trying to get around it. Say, well, no, I called the phone message, it says you're open. Like, we're definitely not open. But so the sign is the main thing. If you get to the beach and it says closed, it's closed.
Can we just leave a general message on the voicemail that says to check Shellfish opening status, check the sign at the beach, so
the thing
we're eliminating one of the...
What our previous conservation director did was, I text him or email him or call him and say, hey, we're closed, can you send out the email? I don't know if you can do that or not, since you have access to the... Because we can't do it, so we can't change the phone message either.
I haven't used the system, so I could ask Joe and could probably figure it out.
Yeah. Right. Because we're actually not allowed to change the phone message or do the email due to our MOU. So.
But do we want us to leave a general message just saying to check the status of the shellfish beds?
I think everyone knows. It's a small group of people that are, and they will, write me on Facebook or message me or something, asking if we're open, and then I say no, and then they go through the whole thing of why I called the message. So that's, we've been dealing with that, and since Brian left, it always rains. Whenever it rains on the weekend. It's just,
Yeah.
So now that you're here, it'll rain on Monday, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So.
Also, the website, the town's in the process of redoing that.
Oh, good.
I don't know what the time frame is, but that's going to get revamped, so hopefully.
Okay. It's not like this happens like every other week. It's, 3 times a year or something.
But I mean, if you need to put stuff on there, updates, pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Info.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
I also do LinkedIn.
All right. I don't think we're on LinkedIn, but Sean, what are we on? Facebook and Instagram?
Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Anything else on communications?
No, that's it. I mean, you've got the flags, John. That was the other thing that we were doing. And, popping them on the boat at some point. But that's hardly a communication. But just closing the loop on it. Deb and I both see that.
Yeah, I think we'll go for a boat ride and screw the flags onto the boat. So.
Yep.
Handle that. All right. All right, the big news. Downwellers. Who wants to start? Mike?
Well, Tim, you came at a really good time. So, October 2nd, we actually visited P-Town and Shellfish Steve, who's the constable out in P-Town.
Shellfish Commission.
He's got this whole
meeting.
setup of downwellers that he has on.
And they just went through the
John and I
open and
went
closed
to,
thing. I just caught it.
Inspect them, see what
But they're having a
deal
problem.
And it was,
It seems like it's raining on the weekends. They're closing it.
Hey,
Nobody can
Sean.
change it.
No, I
A
think
phone message. And somebody's got to get down to the beach and change the sign. If it's open or closed.
Is that public?
But they're having an issue.
Is
not-
that someone from the
they're not-
public? All right, I gotta mute him.
So we went from the idea on October 2nd to, I think we got approvals and funding here with the idea of how much it would cost, and we had $10,000 of funding that we approved out of our fund. And we got approvals from the Army Corps of Engineers. We got worked with the town, Department of Public Works, your guys, and we were able to get these things going. We got them delivered, and actually we pulled the switch today, and the pumps are working.
Good.
So
This is what's going on at the marina by the train station, sort of?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Big blue bins.
I walked with Ed, we did a loop through that open space, and he showed me, like, through the woods across the marina, like, oh, that's the
Yeah,
Shellfish guys are doing.
right. So
I would like to
tour.
see those,
We'll give you a
because
I
tour.
was just gonna say,
What we're
you
gonna
guys
do.
should bring
I
Tim
can't
out.
visualize, like, what
To see
Yeah.
what they actually do.
So now we're actually at a point where this week we'll just do some adjustments on it, and we're gonna bring some of our shell, our seed that we have on J-Dock in South Benson Marina, and we'll bring it over. So we'll walk you through it. You come with
Yeah.
us and do it, and
Pretty good.
it's awesome. So now we've got the pump moving, water's rolling, and we're ready to go.
Great.
Yeah, we have a couple of things left, right? We have to drill the rest of our bins,
Yeah.
and we have to just secure our hose properly in the water. I'm thinking of buying a longer hose, a 30-foot hose, and more flexible. That's easier to deal with.
Is that keeping that PVC pipe there, or getting rid of that too?
Keeping the PVC.
And then just connect it to the
Connected
PVC?
to there.
Got it.
But yeah, it works. So that's the main
Swept up a
thing.
few fish. I was cleaning out the pull-out bins in there.
Oh, there were some fish in there?
Fish in there.
Yeah, there'll be a screen on there so
Couple of
so we
casualties.
don't catch any fish. Did you eat them?
No,
Oh.
they were dead by the time I got to them.
Sometimes we get some shrimp and they're good dry.
So if you had any calls coming about a waterfall coming out over, it's not wastewater, it's just circulated water
Yeah.
from the town.
It's actually nice and clean. It's all been cleaned by the oysters.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a good water flow, so it should look the same as
Yeah.
when it comes in as it goes out. It's, I'm not sure I could find the gallons per minute, but it's a decent amount.
It's all
So,
there, yeah.
what is it, 17 gallons a minute
Yeah.
Oh, it's gotta be
or more than that? 30,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like that would be like 100 gallons a minute.
100 gallons a minute. It's a decent amount of water. So, what is it, a 1
Horsepower?
It's a 1 horsepower pump, and we got it working. So the main thing is to keep the prime on it. What I'll do is we'll have a walkthrough on there as to how to prime the pump and start the system in case it goes down and someone's not around.
Videotape that too,
Yeah.
so whoever.
And then we'll do a cleaning of it after 2 weeks of running. so that everyone knows how to do that. It's really, the cleaning is definitely a two-man job. Lifting the lids, they're fairly heavy. Lifting the bins, I think it will be easier with two people. But my guess is that the water's flowing okay. You know, everything should sink to the bottom, all the sediment and that, and we do have the plugs on the bottom, so
Except the big
we'll
close down.
see how it goes the first time. We'll let it run for a couple of weeks and see how dirty it gets. Or we'll check it every day for the first few weeks. I think we've set it up all right.
Good.
Right? There are 2-inch drain lines meet into a 3. The water flow is pretty good coming out of that pipe, like you said. So, I don't think we're going to overflow the system. And,
yeah, and the benefit of it is not only just, you know, an oyster and clam nursery, but we're going to have like an education system too.
Okay.
Hook up with the Millshed Commission, not the commission, what are they?
Mill River Watershed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even aquaculture and have, you know, give some tours and education.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the state will definitely promote this also. They're really excited about it, and they said it will work, so that's the main thing. And we're going to hopefully get some clam seed in the future and see if we can raise clams in there, because we've been paying for relays and market clams and that. I mean, it's not cheap. So if we could raise 100,000 clams and get them in the water, even if only half of them survive, 50,000 clams is quite a few $1,000s. So that would be good if we could do a couple of bins of clams and the rest oysters, or half and half, or anything. So this is the first time, you know.
Experiment's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see. So that's it for downwellers?
That's it. Yeah.
So now the system is running in that, and there's not too many bills. If anyone have any expenses, we probably should turn them all in.
Mine have all been turned in.
Yours are in? All right, yours are in? All right,
Yep.
so I'm the one who hasn't turned them in.
Is
So
there, did you get cinder, there was a couple things we still need to get?
I gotta get 24 cinder blocks,
Okay.
so I'll pick those up.
You wanna get them, or you want a hand? There's a lot of cinder blocks.
Yeah, I could probably use a hand.
Let me know, and I'll give you a hand.
I don't know if I might be able to get them tomorrow. It's gonna be busy though.
Okay. I can try to get them this weekend too.
All right, so we're gonna go right over to.
And those are just the smaller ones, right? The single block?
The smaller ones like we have under the pipe.
Got it.
So like a half block, like this high.
Yeah.
Don't buy the solid ones. Get the ones with the holes in them. Lighter.
It's just to raise up the bins on the bottom, right?
Yeah. All right, reports from the Conservation Department.
Do we have any?
So we'll go. So we'll just do what we've been doing. Is our Shellfish Fund balance is at $32,372.70 as of July 31st, 2021, which we're still maintaining a pretty good balance there.
I feel like it keeps
Even after
going up,
spending
but
a
we keep
decent amount of
spending
money.
yeah.
Well, we have a lot of permits, so
Yeah.
we will be, doing a relay, which will eat into that, and maybe
Buying
2 relays.
seed at some point.
Possibly buying seed, but we do want to, not let that just keep accumulating. We want to do good things with the money, so. Like you said, there's 355 shellfish permits. We're closed, 166 days open this year, 46 days closed. Our budget status, the budget's approved, right?
Yeah.
So we can take that probably off or not talk
We
about
did
it.
take it off the old business part for this month,
Oh,
because
okay.
there was nothing new.
All right.
Got it.
So,
But a couple more months and we'll be back to starting for the new season.
do you have anything to say?
No.
This is your time.
I'm anxious to see, get boots on the ground and see what we're talking about downwell. I
Yeah.
saw from across the inlet, but I want to see what's involved. I don't eat anything from any water. So I
yet.
have a piggy diet, so I'll dig them, I'll cut them open or whatever, but,
Okay.
I'm curious to see it.
So maybe one of these days
Agriculture and-
coming up, we'll take you on a tour of our different sites and all the stuff that we do.
Yeah, now's a good time, because they're all active right now. We've got something going on in each spot, really, so. anytime over the next couple of weeks.
And then as we do that, we can talk about how the Conservation Department helps with some of it.
Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, what do you think the total per year is? Maybe 3 days?
Yeah. Driving the boat, because we can't do that.
Driving the boat, yeah, we're not allowed to drive the boat.
Any machinery, so moving shell for us. We recycle Easter shell, so we keep it behind. I don't know if you saw the giant pile back there, but behind conservation, there's
I only walked on the side, I didn't go.
Yeah, behind there, there's a area where we cure shell, so we collect it, it has to sit for 6 months before we can put it in the water, so your guys usually, with the Bobcat or something like that, we need to combine piles, remove piles or something like that, we'll do that.
Is there anything you guys need from me?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we ever need your signature ever even. We will need you.
Yeah, sometimes when we make purchases, large purchases or something like that, Brian, former director, would order stuff for us, just so that we've been just buying stuff on our own credit card, submitting receipts, which we do sometimes, but a lot of times they'll also
Yeah, things we have to order in that online, we'd probably come to you and say, could you put it on the credit card or something like that out of whatever budget but it's been working out with the way we've been doing it, which is just giving the receipts to Joanne, or in the case of the large purchases, what did you do? Give her an invoice and then she paid it?
I gave her an invoice and she sent a check. That was for like 6,000?
Yeah.
No, it was less than 5,000.
That was for the down ones.
5,000. Those are for the big blue bins.
Okay.
That's gonna be our biggest kind of expense.
Until we
project.
do,
purchase seed or something like that.
seed, we do a relay. The relay is usually around $2,500.
We used to do a clam clinic before all this, right?
But how the relay works is, we'll do the relay and they give me the bill and it gets emailed to Joanne and then she just puts it through and it comes out of our fund. So.
That's easy, huh?
It's pretty easy. It's, I mean, we're gonna be the least of your
worries.
Tension.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so old business. Do we have any old business you want to talk about?
We could talk about the sea squirts.
Yeah, that's not really old business. That could go into informational in a couple topics. New business. So I wanted to talk about attendance at meetings. So we have 12 meetings a year. Obviously the second Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. And we put out a schedule in the beginning of the year. We usually approve it in October or something. Everyone gets the meetings and we go over it. But I really need everyone to try to show up for as many meetings as they can. And we got, with the call-ins, it's worked pretty well. But if you can't make a meeting, please email either Joanne or myself or just both. Just send an email out that says you won't be able to make the meeting so that we know, so that I don't have to worry about a quorum or, what happened here. It's fairly simple. But, I mean, I'd say 75% of the meetings at least is required. Because we just need to have the people. We need to talk about what we do. We do a lot of things. So, we don't have alternates. We don't have anything like that. So we have to have 4 people. We're down a person right now. Does anyone want to talk about attendance at meetings, or?
That covers it.
That covers it?
Yeah. Just if we send out emails about helping out with projects or stuff like that, it's helpful. People reply to those emails just to letting us know if you're going to be there so we can count on you. Or if you know people that might be interested in helping out, just letting people know what we're doing and when, and we'll try to keep everyone posted as to times and days and locations and stuff like that.
Yeah. So.
Maybe if we serve food, we could.
Beverages. There have been beverages there.
When I first got on the commission, there was a woman on the commission that gave out candy and drinks.
I remember her.
So, yeah. But, I mean, that's not why I came. All right. So we're good with discussion about attendance at meetings and calling in, or just notifying if you can't make it. Okay. Anything else in new business?
C-Sports? Oh, that's it.
Not yet. I had something. What was it? All right, informational. Go ahead, Mike. Talk about Channel 12.
So we, C-Sports is, we have the bags at Dock J, and we have them hanging there. And they're filled with oysters. They're probably about the size of about that big. And they weigh maybe 20 pounds.
26 pounds,
Yeah. But they get, in this time of year, they get filled up with little, like, grapes called C-Sports. And bags could be like 50, 60 pounds. And we would just spray them down. And we never really knew what they were until recently. We read some articles and everything. But on July 19th, after all this rain, we actually had a news reporter come down to talk about invasive species. And we went to go pull the bags, and they were all gone. Completely
We wanted
gone.
to show them the invasive sea squirt.
We had cleaned all the bags, though.
So,
All the bags got
well, we
cleaned.
had clean bags, and they take
No,
like
there was
20 to 30 minutes with a power wash.
Yeah.
But we figured it out that with, I think it was DEP, you reached out to them?
Dave Carey.
Yeah. Is that fresh water makes them kind of fall off the bags. I mean, they're
Because they're back.
disgusting. I'll show you pictures.
Yeah, when it's filled with water, yeah. Like literally, like, and there's a little black thing in there that looks
So
like fun.
we had the news coming, and we're going to show them some invasive tunicate and sea squirt. And we went to pull our bags, so I brought a bucket and everything to show the news. Not one.
No.
Gone. 60 bags or something. How many of the bags are hanging there?
And that was from washing them with the fresh
No,
water?
it's from all the rain.
From the rain?
Yeah.
5 inches of rain we got that day.
Power wash them? It took 20
That's what did it.
minutes to get them all off.
I would have cleaned them all up, though.
No, there was still plenty on some of them.
Really?
Yeah, I missed a few of them, I know
They
that.
must have made the salinity go down and just wipe them out.
Yeah. Because even the growth, that tunicate stuff, was all gone. It's like they were actually power washed the day we went down there. So. Anything else on informational? Tim?
No. You want to mention the news?
Did everyone get to see Mike, like, totally horn in on my spot?
That was in the afternoon, though. You got prime time, man.
So Channel 12, I posted a picture of a dead baby lobster. Someone sent me some pictures, sent it to, maybe to the conservation office. So they sent it to me. And this lady said there was all these baby lobsters dead on the beach. And so she said, I took the pictures and I sent them off to Bureau of Aquaculture and Yukon Sea Grant. So Bureau of Aquaculture then emails me back and says, we sent the pictures off to DEP. And then 10 minutes later I get another email, they're not lobsters, they're crawfish. So my thought was someone, because there were hundreds of them, but someone had a boil and dumped them in the water. So I see something on the DEP webpage, on their Facebook page, about these crawfish. And it's not our crawfish, but crawfish in other places. And I read it, so I post a picture, and I just write Fairfield Beach. So the news must have been reading there and saw it and then called me and wanted to talk about these crawfish, but we want to talk about the other invasives.
Yeah.
But, so they came down. And so the thing is, we did sort of play it well because we're going to try to get a little bit of news coverage on our downwelling project. And everyone will be invited down to.
You're going to smash a bottle of champagne on the side of them? Beer
Not
bottle?
bad idea. A bottle of clam juice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what happened there.
Yeah, right? We planted seeds with him, too, on coming out, and John.
Yeah, you got his number. You
invited
got
him to go clamming.
Yeah.
On a slow news day.
All right. That was informational. Anything other? Okay, I got something. We had an opening on the commission. We have an opening on the commission. Now everyone's going to hear this. But we've have a candidate, and I interviewed the candidate, and she has submitted her application and submitted her resume. It's Cindy Wakeman, which is Sandy Wakeman's daughter. Sandy was on the commission for years. Cindy used to help him with water sampling and that, so she's knows how it works. She's willing to get her hands dirty and everything, so hopefully everything goes well with the application. It's up to the selectmen now, so we'll see what they have to say. Usually they take everyone, but there's party affiliation issues they have to deal with and things like that, so they'll probably interview her, and if everything goes well, she'll be around for the next meeting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. A great addition.
Yep. No public comment, so who wants to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting of August 11th, 2021.
I'll second.
I'll second the
All in
motion.
favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Bye, guys.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Sean.